Hello, I am Dr. Phillip McGuire Wesley II. I'm the pastor of the Emmanuel Seventh-day Adventist Church in Providence, Rhode Island, and the Mount Olive Seventh-day Adventist Church in New London, Connecticut. I'm also a writer for Message Magazine, Elevation, media that takes you higher. I'd like to share a word with you that will take you higher. This text is found in Revelation 2, verse 10. It says, "Do not fear any of those things which you are about to suffer. Indeed, the devil is about to throw some of you into prison, that you may be tested, and you will have tribulation 10 days. Be faithful unto death, and I will give you the crown of life." Growing up as a Seventh-day Adventist teen, even before teenage years, you just heard a lot of the mark of the beast. You heard a lot of the last days. And I had a little anxiety about the last days because, hey, am I going to be the one to be saved? Will I make it? What's going on here? And then I read this scripture, and it changed my whole perspective, and it changed my expectation about God. What it said was, yes, you will be tested. You will be tried. You will go through your situations. You will experience the attack of the enemy. God is not saying that an average Christian will not experience this. He's saying, yes, you are going to experience this. However, what I'm trying to tell you here is that if you are faithful unto death, if you are faithful through the whole time, if you are faithful no matter what, I will give you the crown of life. I will make sure that you're taken care of forever and ever. But you do have to get through a short time of the attack. And I realized, wow, God sets the expectation. He lets us know what's real, what we're going to face. He never sends us into a situation that we're not prepared for. God prepares us. And so he says this, listen, some of you will be tested. Some of you will be tried. A lot of people come into the church, they have unrealistic expectations about God. Say, well, if God is God, he will not allow this to happen, or he will not allow that to happen. But they don't understand rules of engagement. Rules of engagement mean that Satan is allowed to attack. Satan is allowed to throw some people into prison. Satan is allowed to afflict even to the point of death. Satan is allowed to do these things. But Jesus is also allowed to show grace. Jesus is also allowed to say, hey, listen, you're going to suffer. You're going to experience some things, but be faithful unto death. Because death is not the final stop. Death is not the final stop. I am the resurrector and I am the life. Be faithful unto death and I will give you the crown of life. I will give you everything that you need to make it through these times. I will give you all the strength. Now understand this. God said you will not experience this without help. You will go through, but you will also get through. Understand, God is about the get through. A lot of us are praying, God, prevent this and prevent that, but sometimes God doesn't prevent it. So we've got to be prayed up all the way through. We've got to be prayed up all the way through, knowing that God is going to step in, knowing that God will actually not allow us to go through forever. Now in this text it says, the devil will throw some of you in prison, that you may be tested 10 days. Understand, he wasn't saying 10 literal days. He was being symbolic. He was saying that it will not be a long time of your affliction. And what we are going through right now in this life, where we're experiencing some trauma. We're experiencing seeing people die unnecessarily. We are seeing people get sick and we're wondering, man, what is God up to? What is God doing? God has a plan. And all he says to us, be faithful even unto death. And I will give you the crown of life. I will give you eternity if you can go through a temporary struggle. I will give you eternity. Are you ready for this? Do you have a realistic expectation about God? Do you understand what he's doing? Now listen, I'll be honest with you. For me, during this time, coronavirus, we're experiencing staying at home. There's some anxiety I get just walking outside. Not because I'm scared for me. I just don't want to transmit it back to my family if I have to go to the grocery store. There's a lot of fears. There's a lot of anxiety. But the word also said, be anxious for nothing. Anytime there is a crazy breakout, God always says, fear not. Do not fear any of those things. He constantly comes back to, I did not give you the spirit of fear. And so, it is human. It is natural to feel the anxiety. It is natural to wonder, am I a carrier? Am I a person that's going to afflict somebody else unknowingly? Fear not. Be cautious. Have faith. Fear not. Don't allow fear to consume your mind. Don't let it consume your whole thought process. God is up to something. All you have to understand is faith over fear. Fear none of those things which you are about to suffer, even if you are the one to suffer. God will bring you through. Be faithful unto death, and God will give you the crown of life. This is elevation. This is a word that should take your mind higher.